Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with Doctor Who. This is basically the premiere of Series 2. Well, kind of. I guess this is technically Series 2, Episode 0. But this is the Christmas special that we're going to be watching today. Christmas specials are very important to Doctor Who, so yeah, we're going to be watching it. Last time on Doctor Who was the parting of the ways. We had the end of Christopher Eccleston's run as the Doctor. We had the defeat of the Daleks, excuse me. Shouldn't say it like, I don't even know. Excuse me, I'm a little drippy today. I'm fresh from the shower, so I still haven't fully dried. But my hair's longer, so that's a lot better. Yeah, anyway. Anywho, so we have the defeat of the Daleks. Don't know if they're going to come back. They're probably going to come back. Since they're these big Doctor Who enemies, I'm sure the writers are going to want to bring them back at some point, but probably not anytime soon. Yeah. And yeah, we left Jack behind. We left Captain Jack behind in 200,000, and we got the regeneration of the Doctor into David Tennant, number 10. So, yeah, let's just get on with Doctor Who. Yeah, oh, also, I almost forgot. I guess two things. First off, no spoilers in the comments. I say this all the time, but it is still very necessary for me to say this. No spoilers whatsoever. Don't try to be clever. Don't quote something I say and be like, oh, just wait until something else. Don't do any of that. Nothing. Let's just talk about the episode at hand and previous episodes that have led up to this. In terms of theories that I might do, if it's spoilers, don't tell me. I don't know, just just comment on my theory itself. Don't give spoilers or anything for future episodes. But that's only if I theorize, which I just realized in order to theorize, I need to take notes. Yeah. The other thing is, you might notice angles a bit different here. Normally I have you guys on this side of the computer. I shifted you over here for this series because you guys have kind of pointed out my PC fan is pretty loud. I've known that, obviously. I've said that. I don't know. For some reason, I've been waiting for the opportunity, the right time to shift from this side of the computer where the fan blows out, by the way, I'm using a laptop, which is why the fan is that loud. Yeah, I need to get a desktop, but yeah, that requires money and stuff. Anyway, so I decided the perfect opportunity would be at the shifting of the series. So we're moving from this side where the fan is really loud and blows right into the microphone to this side of the computer where there won't be any fan blowing onto the camera. And I'm just going to hope and hope and hope that it doesn't, that the sound doesn't catch on the microphone too badly. So, yeah, let's get to Doctor Who. Moon! Wow, we've come full circle, haven't we? Oh, that's right, it's Christmas! Yay, I love Christmas! Oh, I love Christmas so freaking much. Oh my gosh! Ooh, that is really a crash landing. Wow, I'm glad I watched the minisode. How can you even tell what his heartbeat is supposed to be like? He has two of them. They already didn't know jack about the Doctor, now he's regenerated.
I thought I knew him, Mum. I thought me and him were...
Knew him so well, and then his face changed. That is crazy.
Big question is...
Never mind me.
Why's she on the telly?
Prime Minister now. I'm 18 quid a week better off.
Good for
They're
her.
calling it Britain's golden age.
Photographs of the Martian landscape should be received by midnight tonight.
Oh, we're doing something with Mars? Really? How far into the future are we at this point? Yeah, I'd be suspicious too. They're creepy as sin. And they're all looking at her. Are these aliens or are they just like terrorists? That'd be weird. Nah, they're probably aliens. It's always aliens on this show. Oh, well, you guys did that yourself. Come on.
I can't even go shopping with you. We get attacked by a brass band.
Poor Mickey.
She turns up.
Oh my gosh, Christmas is attacking.
You're kidding me.
It's literally a Christmas invasion. Whoa, what kind of tree is that? Oh my gosh, go get the sonic screwdriver or something. This is why we should have kept Jack. Oh my gosh, I love this show so much.
Help me.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. See? Ooh. No, that was just a threat. I don't think he was gonna go through with it, but...
What kind of...
Tell me. Painkillers. Do you need aspirin? Codeine?
Just shut up.
Oh, I don't know. Peptibus, soup in a sandwich. Oh, soup in a sandwich.
Just let him speak!
you to shut up.
Oh, he hasn't changed that much, soup.
Can you just go back to sleep?
The pilot fish.
Now it's like a fever. And regeneration is harsh.
Contact with the Guinevere 1 space probe. They're expecting the first
Guinevere
transmission
1.
from the planet's surface
That's an
in the
interesting
next
name.
few minutes.
Wonder what it means.
We're back on shed fine now, absolutely fine. We're getting the first pictures.
She's fine, everything's fine. How are you? It's a boring conversation anyway. Joey, we're gonna have company!
Absolute proof that alien life exists.
Dude, we had first contact. The world can't just forget about that.
Harriet Jones, Prime Minister.
Well, yes, I know who you are. Suppose I've ruined your
She
Christmas.
still
Never off duty.
Still holds up her credentials. That's funny.
Alex has been handling it. There's an act of Parliament banning my autobiography.
Prime Minister.
I'm with you.
Okay. So it is a whole cover-up.
Miss Jacobs can...
Somehow. I
I
don't
don't
get...
think we've been introduced.
The president is insisting that he take control of the situation.
Screw him.
He's not my boss, and he's certainly not turning this into a war.
Good for you, Harriet Jones. And screw you, America. Trying to take control of everything.
Claims of an alien.
No sign of the doctor.
Nothing yet. Like the stuff of legend.
He is that.
That's cool that they all
Failing
know
him.
about the doctor.
What about Torchwood? I know I'm not supposed to know about it. I realize that. Not even the United Nations knows.
Torchwood? Huh. Well, that's weird. That show isn't supposed to start for another series.
Just about.
The doctor wouldn't do this. The old doctor, the proper doctor, he'd wake up.
It's not that he won't do it, he just has to regenerate. He's, like, deathly ill right now. Jeez, it's like on Supergirl. They're not gonna start jumping off, are they? Paris, Rome, that place.
Baxter.
They took every A-positive person in the world?
Positive. How many?
What even are these things? Are they our new big bads? I didn't even know the show had big bads. I dropped my pen. Man, she's pulling out all the great acting these past couple episodes. Whoa. That was different. Jeez! Whoa. Oh my gosh, look how many of them there are. This is crazy, man.
It's a helmet. They might be like us.
Really? They're not like us. Harriet Jones,
Harriet Jones,
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister.
Yes!
Go on out. Tea. Like we're having a picnic while the world comes to an end. It's very British.
That is very British. I hate to say that, but...
How does this thing work?
This is why you don't bring so much crap, lady. Okay, well... They can't get in there. What was it? The assembled odds of Genghis Khan couldn't get through? Really? The TARDIS isn't waterproof? Okay, something's happening. That's gotta wake him up. Maybe that fixes... Maybe that finishes the regeneration? Yeah.
Article 15 of the Shadow Proclamation.
It's just...
I command you to leave this world.
It's the same thing he said to the Nestine consciousness.
I would never dirty my tongue with your primitive fire.
That's English.
The TARDIS works.
Definitely. It's being translated.
By the TARDIS. The TARDIS is working. That's cool. Oh shit.
Did you miss me?
Ooh. You just take that. That's awesome. Yeah, break it.
Just can't get the staff. Now you just wait. I'm busy. Just don't know. I literally do not know who I am. So I'm tested.
He doesn't know.
Am I funny? Am I sarcastic? Sexy? Wild misery? Life and soul?
He doesn't know this personality.
Left
That's
hand,
cool.
a gambler, a fighter. Blood control. Blood control! Oh! I haven't seen blood control for years. You're controlling all the A positives. There is more to see than can ever be seen. More to do than... No, hold on. Sorry, that's the Lion King. But the point still stands. Leave them alone.
This kid. Man, this one's weird.
For the planet.
So it's a freaking fight. Man, this guy. This one is interesting. Oh yeah, they are in the atmosphere. What am I watching? This is not where I expected this show to go.
You cut my hand off.
He lost his hand? What?
To do this.
Whoa. That's disgusting.
Time Lord.
Bitch.
It's a fighting hand.
It's a fat hand. What? Man, this is insane.
No second chances.
Ooh.
I'm that sort of a man.
I can get down with that. No second chances, I like that.
By the ancient rites of combat,
Wonder if he would have killed the
I
Daleks.
forbid you to scavenge.
Absolutely the same, ma'am.
Yep. He may be a little more crazy, which I didn't even think was possible, but...
just cigarettes.
It's a message from Torchwood. They say they're ready.
Too late, Torchwood.
Tell them to fire.
Really? Oh, jeez. It's like the Death Star. Really? Damn, son. Harriet Jones doesn't screw around.
Just 6.
I don't think so.
6 words.
Stop it.
6.
Don't you think she looks tired?
What did he say?
Well, nothing really.
What did he say?
Nothing. I don't know.
Doctor! Doctor, what was that? What did he say?
It's not
What
something...
did he say, Doctor? Doctor!
It's not something specific, it's just something to get her to crack.
I'm sorry.
See, people to examine her and understand. People to question her. Yeah, he's getting a new outfit. Eccleston's outfit doesn't really work on him. And this is the first time we're seeing another room in the TARDIS. Yes. I know his classic look. Alright, we're back to the suits. Whoa. We've never seen another room in the TARDIS. Oh, he actually came to dinner. That's awesome. Oh, it's snowing.
It's the spaceship breaking up in the atmosphere.
Oh. Wow.
This isn't snow, it's ash.
Okay,
Oh.
not so beautiful.
No denying the existence of aliens now. Everyone saw it.
Yeah. What, now they saw it?
And what about you?
You're never gonna stay, are you?
Would you...
There's just so much out there. So much
Damn it,
to
Mickey.
see.
And it is gonna be
Gotta go re-see everything.
fantastic.
Aww.
That way.
That way.
Wherever that way is.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We have to start a new recording. Okay, so that was the Christmas Invasion. That was longer, wasn't it? Let me check real quick. Yeah, so that was maybe 10 minutes longer than a normal episode. I don't know how much footage I really put in. Who knows? Okay, so that was the Christmas Invasion. I really love that. Yeah. So this is probably the most notes I've taken in an episode. So let's just go through all of them. First off, Tenet? Tenet is a bit intimidating as the Doctor. I wrote that down. It was when they just woke him up after when the tree was attacking them, and he made it explode. And then when he went out there and saw the Santa dudes, and he just holds up the sonic screwdriver, and they sort of back up, and he's just got this look on his face, just this very serious look. So he's actually kind of intimidating, which is interesting. Now, I haven't seen much of David Tennant's work. Actually, a lot like Christopher Eccleston. I haven't seen much of his work before this. The only thing I've really seen him in is Jessica Jones, where he was Kilgrave. So in that, he was intimidating, and he was also a lot of fun, which is why I'm excited to watch him on Doctor Who. But he was really intimidating in that, so it's interesting to see. Yeah, his Doctor can be a little intimidating. Not all the time, but if he needs to, it's interesting to know that he can. Okay, the next thing I wrote down is first-ish contact. So at the end of this episode, the Doctor said, there's no getting around it now. Everyone saw the aliens and stuff. And I thought, wait a second, how... Because I said this at the end of the first two-parter from Series 1 with the whole Slitheen thing. They said, well, I questioned theirs, like, okay, well, this is First Contact, right? But it was you guys that said, well, this was all covered up. And many alien invasions are covered up in Doctor Who, like in classic Doctor Who. I'm thinking, why is this all covered up? And then this time, the Doctor says, well, there's no covering this up now, everyone's seen it. It's like, wait a second, didn't everyone see all that? You can't pass this all off as a hoax. It's crazy. So, but if this is now finally, like, we kind of dicked around with it for one series, and I don't know how many times they had to cover up an invasion in Classic Who, but now it's firmly cemented. This Earth has had first contact with aliens. So yeah. So there's that. Previous aliens, I wrote that down because of the whole, when that guy from British NASA, I don't know what it was called, but the guy that made the Guinevere probe, he was saying, like, so they're not Martians, and the one unit guy was like, well, no, Martians look completely different. So I'm wondering, like, how often unit was used in Classic Who, and how many aliens actually came to Earth, hello, but apparently this is the first contact, whatever. It's not really a big deal, it's just an interesting thing I can kind of nitpick. So yeah, it makes me curious what other aliens have really landed here, like Martians. What are Martians like? So that was kind of cool. I wrote Rose equals fans. Now, I don't know any of the fan reactions to when Eccleston left and was replaced by David Tennant, but I kind of feel like this episode was sort of written in a way like, because Rose didn't accept Tennant immediately, didn't accept the regeneration immediately. She had to basically go through the entire episode until eventually coming around at the end to this now being the Doctor. So I'm wondering if they wrote it in such a way so that the fans can sort of wait and then start to turn to David Tennant. Because after spending a series with Christopher Eccleston, at least I can say from my experience, I loved Christopher Eccleston. I thought he was really great, and so now to just have probably my favorite part of the show, Eccleston's performance, gone and switched out with David Tennant, that is a bit jarring, and I am going to miss Eccleston, but I can't wait for what we're going to get with David Tennant. And so it's interesting. I just wrote this down, like maybe the way they wrote Rose is how they did that in case there were fans that didn't accept Tennant at first. Maybe they tried to write it so that at the end, both Rose and fans who loved Eccleston could come around to David Tennant. But I don't know. I could just be talking out of nowhere. The next thing I wrote was Big Bad, which I guess this really doesn't apply anymore. I wrote Big Bad for the aliens. I don't remember their names, so sorry about that. It took me a little bit to get the name Slovene down, and then it took me... Oh, excuse me. Jeez Louise. Sorry, I had a... Oh my gosh. Okay, friggin' reminders on Windows 10 are so annoying. They take like 8 clicks to finally disappear. So, sorry about that. I had a reminder to do a reaction to something else. I don't have time to do it today. It's actually Tuesday, May 8th, when I'm recording this, and this is going up the next day, so I'm pretty much... Luckily, I'm out of school for the semester, but I gotta work pretty much all day today on getting this reaction done, because I was doing stuff yesterday. Anyway, not important. I wrote Big Bad for these aliens. Again, like I said, it took me a while to get Slovene. It also took me a long time to get Raxacoricofallapatorian. Somehow I'm still managing to remember that name. I kind of took it upon myself, like, no, I'm going to learn this friggin' name. So, my hair is kind of bothering me a bit. It's a little humid today, so my bangs are starting to curl up. Anyway, but I wrote down Big Bad because I kind of thought... Because kind of last series, technically the Daleks were the big bad of the series. Even though they really only appeared in 3 episodes. And in one of those episodes, they really didn't appear until the end. But yeah. So, and I wouldn't expect a show like Doctor Who to have a big bad of the season, like a season villain, like on the Arrowverse shows that I watch, for instance, or like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something. So I wrote down Big Bad because I thought, okay, well maybe these guys are going to be the big bad of this series. But they all blew up, so I don't think that's going to happen. The next thing I wrote down was the T. Why does the T... He said something like there was something like his synapses or something wasn't firing quite right and he just needed some tea. What? What are you talking about? I get they just needed some way of bringing him, waking him up so he can, beat the bad guys, but the tea was weird. But I will say that seems like a very Doctor Who way of doing it. Like, if there was any show to be like, oh, the main character's in a coma, oh, they were revived by tea. Doctor Who makes sense for that. The next thing I wrote down was personality. This is more this is again about Tennant's personality. It's interesting. I can definitely tell that it is different. It is definitely different, but it is also Eccleston in there, which is interesting. Which I feel like that's more of excuse me, there's something on my tongue. I feel like that's more of a thing with just all the people that play the Doctor, is that there's a core to the character that every actor gets, and then they do something different around it. Like, they have a different sort of personality around it. But they're all still pretty much the same Doctor. They all just sort of take it in their own way. So that's definitely what I get from David Tennant. And the interesting thing is that, so he did spare the guy at the end. He was like, okay, I'm sparing your life, which is definitely a Doctor thing to do. You know, we saw in Series 1, the Doctor really did not like, he didn't like shooting people, he didn't like taking lives. The only exception, and even then at the end, it was still hard for him to do, was killing the Daleks. But that, with the Daleks, it was more, he couldn't destroy the human race just to beat the Daleks. I bet you if that wasn't a factor, if the human race wasn't a factor, he probably would have killed the Daleks. So, but anyway, so he spared that guy, and then when the guy got up and was about to attack him, just threw whatever it was, and just knocked that guy off and killed him, and it was just like, no second chances. It's like, whoa, okay. That still makes sense, I think, for the Doctor, though. I mean, heck, in episode 2 of Series 1, the Doctor pretty much killed Cassandra. So, yeah. So, that does make sense. Yeah, so that was interesting. And the last thing I wrote down was Harriet Jones. Big change for Harriet Jones, I think. And it's kind of unfortunate. It's kind of unfortunate because we did this whole thing. You know, it was so happy at the end of the Slitheen two-parter that, oh, she becomes the Prime Minister and everything's all happy and stuff. And I really liked her in this episode, but it is kind of sad to see that she still did the wrong thing at the end. And now, as far as the Doctor's concerned, she has to pay for that. And I like that he can just sort of take her down immediately. Like, he didn't even have to do much. He just went over to that guy and was just like, don't you think she looks tired? That's it. That's all he said, and that is crazy. And so now it does put that in the guy's head that maybe she does look kind of tired. Maybe she's not fit for this. But also when she starts, you know, saying like, what did he say? What did he say? It's like, yeah, you're starting to look bad. So yeah, that's interesting. It's good that they did something else with her character, but at the same time, it is kind of sad because, you know, we had this nice happy ending of her being the Prime Minister at the end of World War III, and now she's screwing everything up. So yeah, and I guess the other thing to add on to that is Torchwood. Like I've said previously, I have a huge list of how to watch Doctor Who. And that's, someone gave me a huge list, like a Google document of how to watch Doctor Who, Torchwood, Classic Doctor Who, and the Sarah Jane Adventures. So I got this whole list of how to watch all of Doctor Who, basically, which is pretty cool, and I really appreciate it. And basically, I don't have to start a second show until after Series 2. So I'm wondering if this is sort of going to be the thing with this series, is that they sort of plant the seeds of Torchwood, and then it'll have its own show. Who knows? Sort of like, I guess, how most shows handle spin-offs, like when, because The Flash was originally a spin-off to Arrow. So in Arrow Season 2, they planted seeds of the beginnings of The Flash. Or how in The Flash and Arrow, they planted seeds that would spin off into Legends of Tomorrow. So, which is really it's not special to them. That's just how you do spin-offs. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where we go with Torchwood. And that is basically all of my notes. So yeah, really liked this episode. Really thought it was good. Yeah, and I can't wait to see where we go with this show. Basically, I don't know why I can't think of words anymore, but I don't know. I'm tired. This is the third recording technically. Generally, when I film these, I split them up into 2 recordings. So I film these because my camera has a time limit for some reason. I don't know why, but it can't record more than 50 minutes. So I stop it at about 25 minutes ish, and then I do a new recording for the second half of the episode. But the Christmas invasion was so long, I actually had to start a 3rd recording on here just for this whole after show discussion. So yeah, I got work to do today because this still has to go out tomorrow. But you will have already seen that it went out because you're watching this, so we're all good. Yeah, that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Merry Christmas. Hey guys, if you want to watch more of my videos, I have playlists for my reactions to Doctor Who and my playthrough of The Elder Scrolls II Daggerfall, as well as another video you can check out. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thanks for watching.